Hello and welcome to Fashion Report Friday, the weekly video series trying to get you the most MGP possible from the Mandeville Gold Saucer every week when judging begins on a Friday. This is week 230, and as you can see here, the theme this time around is Hidden Allure. The clues include Noblesse Oblige for your chest, Brace for Impact for your hands, Groin Pains for our legs, and Short Boots for our feet. In this video we have a 100 score, an 80 with dies, and the easiest 80 possible, all time-stamped for you to see either on the video in chapters or in the pinned description comment. Alright, let's go straight to that 100. Alrighty then, so for a 100 score, here's what I did. As you can see, for our chest piece, I went for the Artisan's Gown. This is something you can get from your Grand Company Quartermaster at Lieutenant rank for 6,500 seals, which makes this probably one of the best items. Alternatives to this slot include the High House Bustle, which is a Weavercraft, a High House Justicore, which is also Weavercraft. The best gown ever will work, I believe the Paragon's Gown, and the Hellenic Priest Alb as well, and I think the Alpine Coat, but I'll need to double check that one. I haven't tested it, but that's from the MSQ. Other items then, next is our hands. This is where I went to get these. Alrighty, so if you want to get some gloves to work this week, your best bet is any of the serpent skin stuff. So if you come over to the repository node, which is actually located here in Azazlar, just next to the Helix teleport, just over here at the repository node, if you click on purchase battle gear Disciple of War, then you can basically choose from any of those gloves here: serpent skin, arm guards of maiming, striking, scouting, or aiming. I'm going to go for the aiming ones simply because I decided to do this on Bard, but any of these will also work as well. So yeah, basically it's going to have to be any of these serpent skin braces, any of those. Additionally, I believe the gazelle skin braces of fending will work. You can get those in from Muto, the NPC in Kagane. But that's probably about it. That's all I can think of right now based on previous fashion reports working. So it looks like you're leaning towards the Disciple of War side of things, at least for the 100. For the legs then, I went for the Taffeta loincloth because this is equipable by all classes in the game, level 1 and above. You can Weavercraft this or get this from the market board. Alternatives to this include the Light Steel Subligar, the Bunny Tights or Bunny Chief Tights, which are 30k MGP apiece from the Gold Saucer itself, the Colosseum Loincloth and the Colosseum Subligar, both from Desmal Darkhold, a dungeon from back in the day. But obviously the Taffeta Loincloth, nice, easy, accessible. And then finally for the boots, I went for the Scion Adventurer boots. These are from the Greater Obeisance questline in the main storyline. If you don't have these, you can go to a Calamity Salvager in any of the 3 starting city-states, such as Limsa upper decks at the Aft Castle, and you can get these for 100 gil if you've misplaced them. If you don't have them, then you'll have to do the MSQ to get to them. Alternatives, if you don't have access to that, include the High House Half Boots, which are a Leatherworker craft, or the Archaeo Skin Half Boots, which are also a Leatherworker craft. I think additionally the Augmented or Original Shire Pancratias boots will work as well, which are Tomestones of Poetics, 245 of them from the Disciple of War 2 tab off of his main in Idleshire, but again, I'm not really 100% sure if those will work, but most people should have access to the Scion Adventurer boots, just simply as a course of playing the game. Even if you've boosted your character, actually, you should still have these somewhere lying around. So that's the 100 score, probably not the most accessible, so let's move on to the 80 with dies. Alright, so for the dye options, as you can see, we got a nice flat 80 there, which is minimum needed for the maximum MGP. As you can see, the dyes are russet brown on any weapon in the game, Halatali yellow, which is obviously on any helm in the game, regal purple on any chest in the game, jet black dye on any hands in the game, snow white dye on any legs in the game, and finally jet black dye on any boots in the game. If you have something equipped in every single slot on your right side and your left side with those dyes on all of those left side items, you'll get an 80 guaranteed, regardless of what the armor is that you've equipped, as long as obviously it was dyeable. So not too bad, although the two jet blacks really do put this into the realms of you either have them and want to waste them, or you might not want to do this option. So let's move straight on to the easiest 80 possible of the week. All I've done is equipped the Alpine coat, like we said, from the MSQ quest Litany of Peace from obviously the Calamity Salvager, because I couldn't remember where I placed it, and also the Scion Adventurer boots. Pretty much that's all it takes to get an 80. We're getting extra points just for having something equipped in our hand and leg slot, don't worry about that. So that's one of the options, is the Alpine coat plus Scion Adventurer boots. But let's say you haven't progressed that far in the storyline, you could also perhaps combine some of the dyes. So let's say we had access to the Alpine coat. Well, obviously we could dye other things to make up for that. We have a full list of dyes here. We've got russet brown, which is NPC vendor purchase, and same with Halatali yellow, so that's weapon and helm. So if we dye our helm Halatali yellow and our weapon russet brown, we can then equip the Alpine chest, and we should get an 80 that way. Lots of other ways of getting this stuff. Basically, whatever you can find that you have from the previous, from the 100 score or the 80 with dyes, is basically going to give you an 80 score. This is not terribly rocket science, but it's going to depend on what you have access to as a character, and obviously the level of your character will actually dictate that. But if you bear in mind that the Alpine coat is equipable by everybody level 1 and above, same with the boots, that actually, you know, should help in a massive way, honestly. But anyway, that's my guide to the Fashion Report Friday this week. Thank you very much for watching. A link in the description will take you to a Reddit thread where this is theorized each and every week. Go give them some love. I will enjoy my weekend, even though it's slightly hot and humid. And I hope you all stay safe as well. Drink plenty of water if it's hot and humid where you are. Much love, and I'll see you all next time.